Thank you for tuning in to Not Just Girl Talk with Tiffany and Ashanti. Make sure you got a beverage in your hand. Sit back, relax, and engage with us. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Not Just Girl Talk. Season 2, we on episode 7. I am your host, Ashanti.
And I'm your host, Tiffany.
And thank y'all for joining us again and again and again. You hear me? Welcome back. So y'all, we're gonna jump on into the show. And before we do, y'all already know we want y'all to have a beverage in your hand. I'm sipping on red wine with a decent pour that they give you at the restaurant. Y'all know if y'all listen to Tiffany.
Judgmental. Judgmental.
My pour happens to be at the appropriate level, but it is a red wine that I'll be sipping on. Tiffany, let us see and hear pretty much what you'll be drinking and how much you are drinking.
So, actually, I am drinking lemonade. And I'm going to say, we had a chef come over last night because we did our Valentine, I guess, celebration on the back end, not the weekend before. So when we did that, he made this thing, lavender lemonade. And so we had leftovers. So that's why I'm drinking lavender lemonade.
And is it virgin or is it spiked?
Virgin.
Okay, so let's check. A lavender lemonade. That sounds good.
Yeah.
He was kind of fancy.
Yeah, he's a little fancy.
How did it go? Did y'all what y'all had to eat? Like, how did the dinner go with the chef coming in?
Well, he's cooked for us before one other time, and he's really good. I had ribeye, and my husband had red snapper, and we had sweet potato and asparagus, and we had these wings, curry wings. They were really good, and I can't remember the exact type as an appetizer, girl. It was good.
I never had curry wings. I heard curry stuff is good, but I've never had a curry wing.
And he said it was a milder curry because it's not overpowering to give like that stench. But whatever it was, I don't know the complete name. It was good. And, the little Caesar salad, and then we had the creme brulee. They set it on fire. That always amazes me.
Okay, come through. Oh, y'all had a good meal. Y'all ate real good for after Valentine's Day celebration.
Yes. So what you had going on this weekend, girl?
What I do? Oh, my usual running. But no, busy. I do. I be busy. Oh God. So look, y'all, I was going to the gym this morning. I'm on the phone with Tiff. And literally my homegirl, she pulled up on the side of me. She was like, do you ever sleep? Do you ever sleep? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know, because I be on the move. But then you know how your body automatically just wake up. So pretty much that's what happened. Yeah. But anyway, so what I did, I went to the match. My son, he plays 4th in the county for wrestling. So I'm so excited for that. Come through fat. He out here doing his thing. So I'm a proud mom with him placing 4th in the county for wrestling for his weight class. So that was pretty exciting with the tournament all day. So that was cool. Happy for that. But y'all, we at the tournament and he wrestling. I'm like this. I'm peeking through my hands. I'm like looking, then I'm not looking. As many times I've been to the wrestling thing, I still can't get over. I can't get, because it's like him and another dude. So it's like a fight. And I'm like, ooh, don't get hurt. I'm like, ooh, get him. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, no. So many emotions. But I like it. I love it. But yeah, that's kind of what I was doing. But y'all want to know how to reach us? Y'all tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about Not Just Girl Talk. Tiffany, let them know where they can reach us at.
Yes, we are available on all social media platforms. Make sure you like, share, if you like what you see, and make sure y'all subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not. We would appreciate that, and make sure you comment. But we're available. All of our information the link is in our bio. So check us out.
Yes. I see you got your Black History shirt on.
Yes, it's the Black History for me.
Black History Month, y'all. I know we in the middle of towards the end of February, but we could not go without mentioning Black history. So happy Black History Month to all my fellow Black folks.
No, speaking of Black history, you remember her from MTSU, but I
Mhm.
do want to give a shout out to Miss LaShann Dixon. She has won Miss United States of America. She's a fellow alumni, um, aka from MTSU, and she's done pageantry for a while. But we're super proud of her. She actually won Miss United States of America, so we are super happy for her, and just want to give her a
Yes.
shout out. It was between her, I think, and Miss Oregon, and she won. Black
Mm.
girl, talk about black girl magic. You know,
Yes. That's
so
what's up. That's what's up. When you told me, I was
yes,
like, yeah, I remember her. We did a
yes.
fashion show together. I don't know if she was in the Miss Black and Gold with me.
But
I feel
she's
like
done
she
several.
was. Yeah, but I know we did a fashion show together before. Maybe one or two back in the day. But yeah, I'm so when you told me, I was like, yeah, I remember her. Like, congratulations, congratulations,
Yeah.
congratulations are in order.
Yes, and a Black history fact about that, so I was looking kind of up, and it's dope that she won, but it ain't been that many Black winners in overall. But we weren't
Hmm.
allowed to participate in Miss America or Miss United States of America, one of them, to 1940s. But we didn't get into a pageant, uh, get on the stage until 30 years later. And I was like, dang. And
Wow.
then not only that's 1940s, 50, 60, 70, but then we went to 1980, which was Vanessa Williams was the first Miss United States of America.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, so not only did it take us a while to even get on stage after being allowed, then just to win, first Black one, Vanessa Williams.
Wow.
So
That's crazy. That
yeah,
is so crazy how it the time that it takes to even when
yeah,
you're given the opportunity to join,
mm-hmm.
all of that time that it takes to
Yeah,
even win or even be like, I'm sure we were in the pageants. I'm sure we were, working hard trying to be, the winners or the runner ups,
mm-hmm.
and not to even be recognized, because I believe even back then they probably even recognized us. It was like, yeah,
Yeah.
we let you in, but you ain't about to win.
Um, yeah, what did you call that after race segregation? Was it segregation?
Hmm.
Whatever they separate but equal, separate but not equal. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So yeah, it what laws were passed, but you still treated Black people differently.
right.
Just because we had the
And
right, that's why you had black and white water fountains, things like that. Yeah, you got
yeah.
rights, but you got your own place to do that, to have those rights at. So
And
we
that's how
come a
we're
long
building.
way.
Yeah, and that's how we're building stuff in our own community too. The black community, black businesses, like we are building,
Yes.
we are thriving, we're dominating, especially black women. We coming through, we're showing up, we're
Yes.
leading in entrepreneurs. As far as women, definitely we are making waves. So let's keep doing that. All right, y'all. We done went into Black history. We done said we're sipping on it, all of that. We're gonna jump into our sip on it and speak on it. So Tiffany, what you got?
Girl, I actually had a couple of questions. I'm trying to see which one do I want to go with. Hmm.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Let's go here. So the question today, girl, you're gonna have to cut this because I didn't prepare it. I'm gonna be honest.
That's
Oh,
okay. One.
this is a good one. And this is a great one for me. So your significant other doesn't want more kids and you do. Is this something you would end an otherwise healthy relationship over? So your significant other does not want kids, but you do. Is this something to end a otherwise healthy relationship over?
Yes, it is. When we talked about, think about y'all. We be, connecting our episodes, our top 10 non-negotiables. Well, our non-negotiable episode. One of the top 10 in that was having kids. That is first off, a starter conversation when you're starting to get heavily involved. If neither of you have kids, if y'all are in the state where you want
See,
kids, then I think If he doesn't have kids, you do. I think that conversation is definitely needed up
Yeah.
front. And if he or she, whomever the party is, says that they don't want kids and the other person does, that is grounds for, not moving the relationship forward, because the point of a relationship is for continuous growth, for us to move
Yeah.
forward towards a common goal, a common dream, something that builds us and helps us grow. And if a child is wanted, not needed,
Yeah.
but wanted from one party and not the other,
Yeah.
that's a definitely deal breaker. And ain't no changing nobody's mind. Don't be like, well, yeah, he don't change. We don't change as we move through. No, not
Yeah,
happening.
I agree. You're not going to necessarily change anybody's mind, but the way the question was worded to me said anymore. So I looked at it like, well, it's kids already there. Like I'm assuming from the woman, because the woman doesn't want any more kids, is what I got. So for me, I mean, yeah, you can want more kids, but if you are just kind of, you already have kids, and that may be something to consider if the relationship is worth, considering. I wouldn't just say it's so black and white. Like, yeah,
Well,
I wouldn't mind, because like, I mean, I'm not having no more kids, but like, every now and then I may be like, oh, I got baby fever, or I wouldn't mind having more
wait,
kids.
like right
So
now, you be having baby fever?
no, I'm saying I'm not having any more kids, but I have in the past, like, oh, this baby kid, I have baby fever. I think so. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have kids, if the woman has kids already, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a deal breaker if the relationship is going really well. It just, it could be like, I want more
Okay.
kids, but
Okay.
now,
Well,
of course,
so,
if it's she doesn't have kids, and or she just truly wants a larger family, and that's just, you know,
mhm.
it's understood, like you said, in that non-negotiable. If that's just a deal breaker for you, I get it. But I look at
Okay.
it.
So I'm gonna look at it from my end, like you said, any more kids. So I know when me and TD got together, of
Mm-hmm.
course, I have my children,
Mm-hmm.
and then he has his children. Well, one of the questions that I definitely asked him was, "Do you want more kids?" And he was like, "Oh no, I'm good." And I was like, "Good," because I'm not having no more kids. Like my tooth was tied; it was a done deal. It's not
Factory,
happening.
factory slows.
Yeah, so 4 kids, that's it. That's it. Ain't no more happening. I don't care married. I don't care for the hood. I don't care nothing about none of that. It's a done deal. But that was a serious question that I asked him when we started to kind of get serious in our relationship was, do you want more kids? And he was at a no, and I was at a hard no. So that means we can go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think that's a very, very important, and it is a deal breaker to me. So,
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's always, always got that gray area.
oh Lord,
I'm
what
never
is
black
it?
and white. Just never black
I
and
can't
white.
believe that you feel like that. And I'm very much, I think I live in the gray a little bit, and you are more
Yeah.
so
What?
this or that. But in certain instances,
Yes.
when we talk
Yeah.
about our questions, you are really like,
Sometimes,
well, where you kind of
because
be in the
when
middle.
I feel like, yeah, when you're talking about relationships, is one, I just think it's so much more. Of course, kids are definitely a big factor, but it's more that goes into a relationship. And if the relationship is
Mhm.
doing everything and checking off all the boxes, I mean, are you gonna be miserable? I'm not telling you not to be happy. If it's that important to you, then of course it is what it is. But I
Mhm.
just think that, um, if it's just something like, I wouldn't mind having more kids, or, you know, I'm not gonna lose sleep over because I don't have more kids. No, you can
Okay.
mention like maybe you want more kids, but you don't, and everything else is going from, we'll be all right. We get a dog, you know, supplement.
Not a dog to a child. Okay.
No,
But then,
I'm saying like something else to take care of, just to occupy your time. Because dogs, like, not to say that I'm comparing dogs to children, but it
some
takes
people
this
do
much
though.
work. It takes this much work, though. I mean,
It do.
quite a
Some
bit.
people compare it out. But you know what? We can go back to even look at Jenny. Let's reference this to Jenny Mai. Her first relationship, yeah,
Yes.
her first relationship, she was like, it ended because I think he wanted kids and she just knew that she didn't want kids. Now she's in a totally different marriage and she has had her first child,
Yeah.
and things can change and it can change
Can.
for the person. It don't have to unnecessarily, it can be the wrong person. You
Yeah.
can be so gung ho on your um okay, I guess you can live in the gray. I don't. But in this particular case, I will look at the age that you are, and you're
Yeah,
like, oh no, I know
absolutely.
for a fact I don't want this. But as time has gone, as you have grown, as you've evolved, as you become a new person,
Yeah,
and you get into a new relationship, because different
yeah,
relationships I feel like bring out different, the different, a different person. Not
yeah.
necessarily a totally different person, but I think each relationship that you kind of embark on brings out a different piece of you.
Definitely, I agree with that. I definitely think, and I think that's exactly how Jane Ma was. She
Hmm.
was like, she didn't want to have kids with him. I think that's just what it, or she didn't feel like
Hmm.
was that relationship wasn't meant to have kids, in her opinion. It unfortunately didn't last, but she ended up healing, I guess, for herself. And when she did enter a new healthy relationship, she's like, okay, well, let me maybe rethink this, because I feel like this is my soulmate. This is my partner. And I think I got it right this time. And I think this is what who I'm meant to procreate with, type thing. So,
Yeah.
uh,
I can see that. So y'all let us know what y'all think about our sip on it and speak on it. Question. Tiffany, get them the question again so they can let us know. So
so your significant other wants more kids, but you don't, or you want more kids, but your significant other doesn't. What would you do? Would you let go of that relationship? So would you let go of a otherwise healthy relationship?
yeah, let us know in the comment section. Y'all put the comments in the comment section. Y'all, people who be calling me, who be texting me, put it in the comment section. Y'all like,
Yes,
ooh, this was good, this, and that. You give me your
yes,
comments in my phone. But
yes,
we need it in the comment section so we can have our other listeners kind of piggyback off of y'all thoughts and our thoughts as well. So yeah, that's how I sip on it and speak on it. So we're gonna move into our topic of discussion. So our topic of this discussion today is something that we both can kind of we can relate to. Actually, is mom guilt. So
yes,
we kind of been thinking about what we wanted to discuss, and mom guilt is, I think, well, not think, it is a real thing.
it
So
is.
it's something that everyone experiences, may not experience the same thing that each other experience, but we definitely all in some facet, if as a mother, a true mother,
Yeah.
can experience. So what do you kind of experience as, mom guilt? What is, I guess, not a main thing, but what triggers you, or what makes you be like, oh, I'm guilty for this or that?
Well, one of the main things, my occupation, I'm an educator. So,
Hmm.
and I definitely, that's first and foremost. You always kind of feel um, guilty at times for me because one, the time, sometimes if I have to stay late and I miss probably things out with my children because they're in daycare a little bit longer or childcare or whatever because I'm doing stuff for school. But then also as an educator, you don't necessarily let that go when you get home because you're always, I mean, in my case, and most teachers' cases will tell you they're still thinking about, oh, how can I do this lesson better? Or what can I do different? Reflecting on your lessons and things like that. And it's kind of hard to turn off. So I don't think, especially on weekdays, that I can give 100% to my family and or kids. It's tough at times. Um, Definitely guilt with that. And you working all day at school, and I teach middle school, so I'm exhausted when I get home, and you still got to keep going. But I don't think they're getting 100% of me. So I always feel that sense of guilt
Mm.
because I can't give you like I'm just it could be simple. Like I need to be intentional about, hey, how was your day? And one of my kids may just want to talk, and I'm like, oh, I got to do this, this, this. And so I don't think always giving the time that they need, especially during the week. So I feel guilty of that. Um,
I had a question, sir. About when you were a teacher, are you able to go to like your kids' first days? Do you make that a priority? Because I know most teachers have to be at the school
School too.
for the first, first day of school. Parents, we be ready to meet the school
Mm,
teacher. But if you a
yeah,
parent, you got your child got a first day too.
yeah.
So how you do that?
Well, I did make it a point with my oldest. My youngest isn't in school yet, but I definitely made it a point. But just kindergarten, first grade, she was. I hate to say, her dad just dropped her off, and that's just. I mean, I have to work, so it's just it. But kindergarten was definitely because I felt like that was a milestone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she gets to middle school now, I don't know if she's gonna want me coming in. So um, we'll see. But yeah, that definitely. I think though,
Okay.
so when I'm looking at mom guilt, I also want to say, well, what are some things that I'm still working on as a mom to try to combat that? But I know that I'm like, I feel like it's not enough time in a day. It's 24 hours in a day and it's not enough because
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
always something to do. But I'm thinking,
Right.
well, I try to make sure I'm intentional about planning. And, especially if you have help of any sort,
Planning what? Like
or
what you mean?
delegate. When I'm saying, well, delegate and or plan. So like, make sure okay, this is what dinner is. Who's doing dinner? Who's whatever, whatever you got to
Oh,
do. Who's doing homework? Who's doing dinner? If you delegate those tasks, you can get stuff done a little bit quicker. Have more time at the end of the day to
okay,
kind
okay.
of spend productive time. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm perfect at it, but I felt like I should give a solution that sounds good. It don't always happen. I'm not saying
uh,
that I'm perfect at it, but it's
right.
definitely something that I do think I do practice and try to be intentional about it. So, I mean, definitely
Well,
being an educator was one of my
yeah.
areas that I definitely have mom guilt in.
I can see how that pulls you away from the kids, and
Yeah.
then you already at school with other folks' kids, and then when you come
Mm-hmm.
home, you're like,
Yeah.
"Woo, let me, regroup." Like I sit in the car. I'm a parent. I sit in the car.
Yes.
When I come home from work, I sit in the car for a good 15 to 20 minutes. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I am a parking lot parent. I don't like getting out the car right away. That is my, decompress. Like, woo, let me clear my mind.
I wish
Like
I don't
you
have
don't
that.
get to sit. Oh, because you
Uh,
picking people up from school.
yeah. My
So
kid,
you
my
come
babies.
from kids to kids.
Yeah. And it's no downtime because I get out late. I get off at 4:10. They got to be picked up now by one in daycare by 5:30 because they moved the time up. So yeah,
And see, for me, that phase of life is in the past, in the rearview mirror. Thank you, Lord.
no,
I made it through. Yes, God, shout praise right there. It's a shout right there. Woo! For parents who know their kids older now. Yes. So for me, one of my biggest, I don't think I ever even spoke about this being a guilt for me. I don't think I ever even told you, like, or my mom, anybody, when you kind of just express how you feel. One of my biggest things that I experienced with mom guilt is not giving my kids a household with one dad. I feel some form of guilt in that because you, you want to be in that your children in a household with their fathers, like mom and dad,
mm-hmm.
same household. Even though I'm giving them love and they've
Yeah,
been given love, but I feel guilty that I didn't give them the home with a solid two parents, and I have multiple fathers, and it may not seem like a thing, but it is a thing that I have. It's not a big guilt, but it is a form of I didn't give them that opportunity to be in the home with their father, if that makes sense.
and it does. But so I'm gonna piggyback or challenge a little bit. So
Mhm.
just to have a two-parent, I would rather. I think you would you rather have a two-parent household but unhealthy household or just not the father there.
Right.
So I mean
What?
it's like at what cost, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then life be life, and stuff happens, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I don't think that you should ever feel that to settle for to a two-parent household. I rather
Right
no.
now, I agree that. Well, clearly, I didn't settle.
Yeah.
I ain't with
So that's
nobody.
what my point is. Don't
So I didn't settle in those spaces, but also I do feel like that's something that I wanted to give to my child and I didn't. So
Yeah.
the dynamic is different. They don't feel no type of way that I know of because I do check-ins, but again, kids may express things
Yeah.
differently. But I do check-ins with them. But as a mother now, older in my,
Mhm.
I had them when I was in my 20s. Um, and now just being in a different headspace and kind of reflecting over life and all of that, just to give them a home with their mom, their dad, picking the right person, making sure I have kids with the person that's going to be there, be
Yeah.
involved in their life, support them because one of my kids' dads, he's very active in fat life, whatever, and then I got the other dad who may be like sketchy, in and out, but my kids have great support system on his side from the grandparents. Show up, their cousins, aunties,
Mhm.
everybody is definitely involved. But the dad is, you know, I gotta kind of be in and out. Versus, so that actually puts them in a home where now they see one daddy doing, one person not. So that may cause some type of, they kind of get to see like,
Like the
you doing
stability,
this,
maybe.
not stability, but more so like who's there and who isn't. Whereas, okay, example.
Hmm.
Okay, so Fat Dad, he's been out here to see him twice. The
Hmm.
twins dad and everybody he hasn't visited yet. So not saying that they feel some type of way, which he already said he's gonna come and visit the children, he's gonna come and see them. But my oldest son, his dad's already been here. The youngest kids, dad hasn't seen them yet or been out here to visit. Now that can cause like, well, your dad came and my dad ain't been out here to see me. You know what I'm saying? So when you have kids by multiple people, it's two.
I was gonna say
It's
that. I
two.
was about to say it's two.
Look, I
That's
got
more like a couple.
it's
Couple is two. It's like you
look.
got some.
I, two. So two people, a couple of people, two daddies. But also, even as a mother, I feel a little guilty because I have put them in a position to grow up, and maybe it's not my fault. It's
Yeah.
not my fault, but because another parent hasn't shown up or because another parent has, my kids feel some type of way. And
Yeah.
I put them in a atmosphere that has not that I've created, but I've birthed them into an atmosphere that can
Yeah.
cause them to feel some type of way as they grow up. Now, they haven't expressed that they feel some type of way to me, but as a mother, knowing I don't want my kids'
Yeah.
feelings to be hurt, I just created an atmosphere that I did not want to create that could cause some hurt or whatever in the future. I know it's a little heavy, but that is like a big mom guilt for me that I know that I'm pretty much experiencing. And I didn't know that it was a thing until I had to sit down and think about this. So yeah.
Yeah. I can see, but I definitely think, of course, life be life, and everything is meant to happen how it does. But I can see, because as mothers, I know that we're nurturing people, and so we may take everything to heart, even if it's not technically our fault. But I get it. But
Mm-hmm.
another thing, like I said, like just balancing too. Now I know we're talking about mom guilt, but balancing being a wife and a mother and an educator, just trying to who gets so it's who gets it's 100% of me. Nobody gets 100% of me. Nobody. I don't have 100.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm given to all of these different things, maybe some people get 100% at different times, and I think I also try to overcompensate on weekends because I don't get to
Mm.
spend that time during the week. So I'm like, okay, the weekend. But the problem with that becomes, and I know we're talking about kids, but if I'm trying to spend every weekend with my kids to make up, I got a husband too that like, you know, or just even me, my self care. Like, what do I do for me? So just trying to figure out all of that. But my kids tend, technically I'm gonna put them like, well, I didn't get to, we didn't get to spend time
Come
like
here
that during the week. We didn't get to,
right now, real
take
quick.
care.
I'm sorry. I'm
Take
sorry.
your time. Yeah, we just didn't get to, spend time during the week, and we just do what we need to. Like I'm like, well,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's go here. We're gonna do this weekend. We're gonna do this weekend, and it'd be every weekend in a month, and my weekends gone. So my weekends be gone and all of that, and I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta figure out how to balance it. What's too much? What's too much time to spend with your kids? Technical
I feel you.
difficulty.
I feel you. We had my Memphis, please leave. Y'all, my dog came up here and got caught in the cords.
Oh, so
He
rude.
got caught in the cords. Go on to the bed.
Yeah.
So I feel you on that though, separating the weekend time
Like, and then what's too
or
much?
splitting or trying to be all for everybody in that space.
Yeah, and
You
it's
know,
like, am I guilty because I just I want to spend time with just my husband and not my kids, or but I'm not spending that much time during the week because
mm,
during the week I'm busy, got all of these other things to do. Or am I guilty? I'm guilty when I'm trying to do self care, which I'm really trying to work on, but just take time for me. And how long is it too long? My self care too long, or am I doing self care too much? So all of that,
I don't think we do it too much because you ain't doing it. You trying to, you got the week, you got the
no,
kids in the classroom.
yeah, but I started back reading, and I did finish a book, and so I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about a weekend. I ain't gonna not listen to it, but it was good, and but I started back reading. But my thing is like, I hate to, I want to get back to reading, but when I get started with a book, I want to finish it. And so, of course, I started a weekend, and I'm like, ooh, I told my husband 2 hours, but we ain't doing nothing. So maybe I can take 3 hours or a little bit longer because I want to finish this book. So I question stuff like that, because I'm taking time for me. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I can see that. I can definitely see that, especially when you want to spend time with your husband and not with the kids. I think you should. You
I
got
know.
to. Like you
I
gotta do.
know.
Like y'all just did the dinner. What were the
Mhm.
kids at?
Sleep. One was sleeping, and one was upstairs.
Oh, I
And
thought y'all would have got a sitter.
we didn't. Like one was asleep.
Oh.
Now we knew that what time the dinner was going to start and all of this. So um, accordingly, we knew one would at least we date. Little one didn't take any naps, which she really don't anyway. Made sure she ran herself dirt through the day, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe some assistance too.
I say you had to penetrate.
Melatonin, little melatonin, but to help her rest better. To help her rest better.
That's what parents we had. No guilt. There is no. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, I understand that. I understand. I understand. So another thing for me, so coming off of you was I like you just like you were saying, doing stuff for yourself, having your self-care days, all of that.
Yeah.
So a thing for me that kind of piggybacks off of that is I don't buy myself anything. Like I'm a person, I won't get my hair done. I won't go get like if I get my nails and stuff done, I'm like, ooh, the kids need. Ooh, if I buy myself an outfit, I'm like, oh my god, I need to take it back because oh my god, y'all may need some underwear or y'all need t-shirts or y'all need some extra socks. I'm like, did I just go spend this on me? Oh, what do they
Yeah.
need? Oh, they need some dress shoes or another pair of this. Like I'm always thinking about them. And when I do something for myself, I feel a sense of like I get buyer's remorse. Like I feel like I need to take it right back.
Oh,
I
I
get
don't.
guilt. I, you don't feel like that, girl. I literally have buyer's remorse as a mother for me. Now, when I buy them stuff, it's good. I don't care how much I spend. Okay, good. I feel good when they put on their little new stuff. They looking good. They got their haircuts, hair done. They are together. And I'm like, whatever. It don't matter. I'll be okay. But if I do anything for myself, I'm like oh my God, take it back to the store. I'm like, oh my God, I spent this and they may need lunch money or they probably finna go something. Like I'm always thinking about what they need. So
can see that, but I don't have buyer's remorse. Once it's bought, it's rare that I take stuff back because I wanted it.
mm.
I knew, but that's
Well,
me. That's the household though. So let me say that. So it's not just me. I buy for everybody. You know. So
but okay, no, no, no. I'm
Amazon.
talking about yeah, you're Amazon. I don't shop on Amazon. I may be a rare breed. I know people. I have said it. I do not shop on Amazon. I don't think I've ever, yes, I only purchased one thing from Amazon. That was my mom's Christmas gift. I've never bought anything personally for me to come to the house from Amazon, ever.
Let us know what y'all
Ever.
think about that. That may be a good poll to take. Who doesn't love Amazon? I just
I just never shop on, I don't, okay, so I don't like going in the, I don't like online shopping. I love to go in the store. I like to look at the stuff. I like to try it on. I like to go through the rack. Like I'm now I don't like rack shopping, but I like going in the store, seeing stuff, getting it, put it on because I don't like taking stuff back. And then online, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't like shopping online. I don't know what it's gonna look like. Is it gonna fit right? What's the size? Is it? I don't.
see. Now I would say
Mm-mm.
Amazon has an easy return at Kohl's, so all you gotta do take
I
it.
tried. I would try. So next time I buy myself something, because I do have a trip coming up. I got a trip coming up, a ladies' trip that we've already planned like a couple of months ago. So with my ladies in Maryland, we're supposed to go out of town. Well, it's to the beach, a couple of hours away, not far. So I am
What?
gonna go by my. I know it's a getaway, a much needed getaway. I am going to buy myself some things. I am going to go and get my hair done at the salon. I'm not gonna do the curly look, not be naturally curly. Um, and I'm gonna try not to have buyer's remorse because I don't need to think about what the children need because it's my getaway. I'm gonna try y'all.
See,
Pray
well,
for me.
see, and that's a way. So when we want to tell you guys our experiences with mom guilt, but also some tips on what we trying to do to rectify the mom guilt. So a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not all the way, but so telling yourself that positive affirmation that you're gonna
Yes.
buy yourself something. I like that,
Mm-hmm.
friend. I like that.
I am. So my takeaway from our discussion today is definitely we got to give ourselves some grace,
Yeah.
even in the spaces of error that we feel like we made a
Yeah.
mistake in. Even on my end, like I told you, my mom guilt. Like I know I've never even told you that. Like I've never expressed it to
Oh.
you, like anybody. But I do have to give myself grace, like you said. I didn't. What's best, staying in unhealthy relationships or moving on just to say you gave your kids a two-parent household? Clearly, I took the latter, which was not to stay in those relationships, but to move forward. And I have to give myself grace that life happens, mistakes happen,
Yeah.
things happen, and you cannot prevent. You just can't. What you can control, you control, and what you can't, you can't. And like you said, life just be life. And
Yeah.
that means experiences, that means ups, that
Yeah.
means downs, that means the good, that means the bad. All of that goes into life and being a parent. And we just got to definitely give ourselves grace and know how to overcome those obstacles, like you said, getting away, those positive affirmations where I'm
Yeah.
telling myself I'm gonna buy something and not have mom guilt because it's for me and I'm gonna go away.
You
So,
know, you said you didn't tell me that, and I don't know that I mentioned to you that the pandemic. Both of my babies' birthdays are in March, and I had
mm-hmm,
really bad mom guilt because I don't know. I do something for their birthday generally together, and one's
mm-hmm,
birthday is at the beginning and one is at the end. My oldest is at the end, my youngest is at the beginning. Well, March 8th, her birthday came. She had cupcakes at school, all of this. But my youngest, oldest is the 31st of March. And she didn't get to do
mm,
anything, no type of celebration because the world shut down mid March. So
yeah,
I felt like, and I got two girls and they always like what she got and didn't. But I truly did feel guilty. Like, yeah. That was something I
And that was
definitely,
out of your control. Like I just said, we cannot control. We
yeah,
gotta give ourselves grace in the things that
yeah,
we can't control. Definitely out of your control.
yeah,
Definitely. So I think
yeah.
she'll be okay. She ain't gonna remember. I
Well,
promise she ain't gonna remember. Well, I don't know. She
let's,
might.
yeah,
Erin will remember.
she's,
She will.
they be looking tit for tat. They tit for tat. Well, she got this. Girl, before we got on this recording, you understand they arguing about PJs because they, had their
Oh
hair
my
done and
god.
washed and all of this. We did their hair before we got on here. And Erin was like, well, why she get a gown and I got on, uh, mind you, they're new. But she's like, I don't have a gown. So
That's sisters.
you
That
don't,
is a sister thing.
no, that's ungratefulness. You don't want to know what I did.
Uh-uh.
I
Well,
told her
let's
I was
not
going
disclose to the people.
to, okay. But I was
Yeah.
like, we'll talk.
Yeah, let us know if y'all experience mom guilt and in what space. And definitely know, always give yourself grace. Always give yourself an opportunity to grow. And know that you're doing the best that you can do. And that's all we can do as mothers is the best that we can do with the information that we
Absolutely.
got in the space that we are in. So we're gonna move on into our soul food for the week, something to feed your soul. Y'all already know how we do. Tiffany, let them know what our soul food is for the week. Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, we can go to soul food, and then we'll backtrack. We'll go to soul food. That's right. We do soul food. No, okay, y'all. I be doing this every week. This is the second time, not every week though.
Okay.
But we're gonna go into the plug. I'm sorry. I be ready to feed y'all soul after our topic. I don't know why I want to give y'all
Yes.
the
We may switch it
inspiration.
around.
I know we might switch it around. I don't know why I want to feed the soul with our once we finish our conversation. So I don't know. We might figure we might do a little switcheroo. But we're gonna go on into the plug. So this is our plug.
Yes, you guys. So my plug for this week is to teachers, actually, that I'm an educator. And so I want to talk about the importance of having some type of liability insurance. And so I'm a member of Professional Educators of Tennessee, and you also have National Educators of Tennessee, Educators Association, excuse me. So those are two kind of big ones. National Educators Association is a little bit larger, but I think they're definitely worth being a part of and paying for that membership because things happen as educators, especially in the world where social media is more prone to happen. People, kids post whatever, or you may just happen to be helping a student and they laptop fall, and it may be their personal laptop, but it was an accident. But guess what? Those associations can help pay for that instead of you, because a lot of times the districts aren't going to protect you individually. Districts protect districts. So you got to think of that. You're individual in a district. So I definitely think it's worth making sure you're a part of a association to protect, give you teacher liability insurance. And those organizations are ProEd Tennis or ProEdTN.org. And then you also have NEA.org. So those are two main ones. There's of course more, but those were the main ones that like I said, I'm part of Professional Educators of Tennessee. It's a little bit more affordable. And then you also have National Educators Association. And also discounts. You get discounts with those and professional development. So not only do you get the peace of mind that it's going to bring you, but you also get those discounts with traveling and all of that, the amusement parks, all of that stuff. So I think it's worth it. And, professional development, because we're always trying to grow too. So, but anyway, that is my plug. I wanted to give something to teachers or educators this week.
So my plug first, start off with a disclaimer. I'm not providing any specific mortgage advice, any home loan advice to you in your journey to purchase or refinance. Now, my plug for this week is when you are a self employed employee, we will look at, you must have, it is a requirement that you must have a 2 year history of employment. So that means that you have to show either your 2019 or your 2020 tax returns, or your 2020 and your 2021 tax returns. Those also have to be officially filed with the IRS. So you have to do your tax returns, they have to be filed, and we have to use that information. In doing your 2 years of income, we do look at the the net income for self employed employees. So be mindful of what you're writing off, because the more you write off, of course, that shows, it's deducted from, the income. So we do not look at the gross amount when you are self-employed. We look at the net amount. Now, when you are a W-2 employee, you get your pay stubs, your W-2s. We do look at the gross. So I want to say that again: when you are self-employed and you are writing off things and you're saying, I pay for this, and that, once it comes down to that bottom line number, we look at the net. What are you actually bringing in as income? I've seen very often in my line of work and expertise where people say, oh, I make this, I make that. Well, you might do, but according to your tax returns, according to the documentation that we're looking at for income purposes, this is what we're seeing that you make. So, example, may have seen somebody make, oh, I make $10,000 a month, where you've wrote off X, Y, and Z. So once you do that, your net income will end up at $1,200 a month. So you might make 10, but you reported all of this and it comes down to 1,200. So we have to count that 1,200, not the 10,000. So that is my plug for this week. So let us know what y'all think about our plugs. I be getting information in my phone, my text message. People, please put it in our comment section. Okay, we want to let other people know what you think. What's your questions? They may have the same question, so put it in the comment section for our engagement. So we're gonna move on into the this time, y'all, the soul food. Let us know if y'all want us to switch it around. Because we here for our listeners, we here for our, viewers and listeners. If y'all feel like we should switch it up, let us know. We might do a little something. We gotta converse. But y'all, okay, we're gonna move on into our soul food. So Tiffany, what you got to feed our soul for the week?
Yes. So this week, we're talking about mom guilt and mom's job. Of course, we are a thankless job pretty much, but mom guilt is real and we've determined that. So our soul food for this week is the love between a mother and her child knows no distance. I repeat, the love between a mother and her child knows no difference.
Mm, that touched my heart because my guilt was kind of deep. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap our show up. When you already know, it's two things that we want you to do when you're listening to Not Just Girl Talk. Number one is to refill your cup.
And vibe with Tiffany and Ashanti.